Hey everyone, this is a multi-part series on a 5-star game of Nightmare or very hard mode of Sunray in the Darkness. This has found to be one of the most difficult things to do. This is myself in the Chappie clone, if you want to try and pronounce it. Now, in the beginning, what we've discovered is if you try to keep your low-tier allied ships alive as long as possible, it significantly helps. So what you'll see me about to do is use my main battery reload booster. Now, one thing to note, the one on the very left will get torqued by the blade, so you don't need to bother with that one. And you can see the torps going across to it now. Now, one of the reasons that keeping the allied low-tier ships helps a lot is they suck up attention from everyone. And the blade, with its torps, can actually help significantly throughout the game. Now you'll see the route I'm taking is down south, and I'm basically getting broadside shots. This is a very aggressive type of route. And I found this to be consistently pretty safe to do. Now let's talk about ship comp. What we take is 3 battleships, 3 cruisers, and 1 destroyer. What we found is keeping 2 towers alive cuts down the time to let Gorgon come out. If you sacrifice 1 star for just 1 tower, the Gorgon will come out at the end and you can kill it easily. But with 5 stars and keeping 2 towers alive, you need a DD to go in there and attack the Gorgon. Now this is the second stage of ships. After the Zakasas is ships coming through portal. That's about to finish. Third stage will be ships teleporting in basically right next to you on the edge of the filth. As you can see, they've already started doing that with that Gol and Varg. And one will be appearing right next to me momentarily. You can see here is an example of keeping 3 allies alive. None of them have been sunk yet. Now if you kill this third stage of spawns quick enough, you'll have some downtime between this and the next stage, the 4th stage of teleports right next to the first tower. Now if you take note of where I am in the way of Transylvania. You want to avoid being directly in front of Transylvania and slowing it down, especially if you're playing as Battleship and escorting the Allies. I was far away enough there not to really slow it down. Just something you need to watch out and keep in mind. Now that was the last of the third stage of spawns. Now will come the fourth stage of the teleports right next to the tower. You need to make sure the cruisers aren't immediately next to it so as to get nuked by either the Vargs or Rasputin. Now let's pause here for a sec. There are 3 possible spawns. There's a spawn right north of the tower at around E45. There's one directly west of the tower at around F3. Now the last one is at G4. The G4 spawn is only a possible spawn. Only one group can spawn at G4, which is Rasputin. You'll see we have 2 spawns together, one on each side. The order of the spawns is completely random as well. You could have 1 spawning at a time, you could have 2 spawning at a time, you could even have all 3, including Rasputin, spawn at the same time. So that's something you need to watch out for. Now here, the tower died really quickly. If you can keep it alive longer, it significantly helps. You can't see the timer in a replay, but if you can maintain the tower until 5 minutes left on the timer, that really helps your chances of a 5-star. You'll see Rasputin spawn in the west. The worst is when he spawns south of the tower, right next to you. Now, let's talk about the cruiser's consumables. You have the main battery reload booster, which you see me using right now. It has a short duration where you have really quick reload, but also, more importantly, if you've lost health, it's your way of healing yourself. And then next is the radar, which has a very long range, and it will come in of significant importance momentarily, as now with Rasputin and the 4th stage spawns sunk and the first tower destroyed, everyone needs to be moving toward the second tower for defense. And as the 5th starts coming farther out, you're going to need to start cycling radars. Now, one thing to note for defense is to keep 5 stars, you need your battleships in front of the tower, but not immediately in front of it. You want them a small distance in front of it, so as to prevent sight of the second tower. Even if you end up in the filth, you still want to be in that position. And then you need your cruisers lined up behind 3 battleships to DPM down all the incomings. This is what I call the 5th stage of spawns. Now you'll see the DD has gone in to hunt the Great Gorgon, as you don't have enough time, like I said before, with a 5-star run to simply let it come out to you. Now you can see our battleships are moving in position to defend. One will be at approximately G6, one at F5, and one at approximately E4. You're forming a line in front, but a small distance in front of the tower, blocking sight of the tower of all of the ships. And cruisers should approximately pair up, one with each battleship, to make sure all sides of each defensive line is covered with DPM. It's especially to cover the north end, as a battleship on the north in E5 can get easily overwhelmed. Now you'll see Transylvania is pretty much going past our line, and Transylvania will no longer be a concern any longer after this. You just need to kill ships now and make sure you hold the line. Now, one thing to note about the DD's role, you'll see that Gorgon has come up close to most of the group. If the DD goes out too early when the Gorgon's by the gate, it'll just stay there and not move up. So there's a delicate timing of when to go in after it and when not to. As you saw, I took a significant amount of health, and I can help DPM down the Gorgon while healing myself. Now, one thing to keep in mind with consumables, there's different effectiveness levels at 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 and 400,000. So if you're trying to max your consumables effectiveness, you want to reach at least 400,000. Now you'll see we're still holding the line, and the tower has taken less than half health of damage right now. Now this 5th stage of spawns is basically over. There's only one scarab left, and the 6th stage is about to start. The 6th stage is pretty much just gold spawning. And once you get past the massive 5th stage of spawns, it gets significantly easier. You just need to keep the goals killed quickly to prevent them from shooting the tower, as they will target the tower. And during the 5th stage, your priority targets are the ghouls and the scarabs, as those two tend to shoot at the tower more. The Varks, they don't target the tower very much unless it's the secondaries and they get really close. Now, one thing to keep in mind about the radars, you'll see the radars, if you're outside the filth, you can see everything. But once you go inside, the radars are useless for you unless you are using your own radar as a cruiser. Either that, or you just simply need to do self-spotting at approximately 4 to 5 kilometers from enemy ships. With the 6th stage, just keep the ghouls at bay, and as long as the tower keeps some health, you're going to have a 5-star win on Sunray. And we've kept the battlefield really quiet with 1 or 2 ghouls sitting around, and this will be a 5-star win as the game ends at about 3 something on the timer, the main timer. It's really a bummer that you can't see the countdown timer. And that's it. Let me know what you think. I will be showing replays for the destroyer and battleship roles as well. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.